Hello and welcome to this session of K6 beginner tutorial. In this session, we are going to go step by step and we are going to understand the K6 script. So in the last session, we have created a very basic script of K6 and now we are going to understand the script line by line, what exactly it means and what it does. And this is very important. If you want to become a performance test engineer, you should understand what is happening at every line of your performance test script. So today it is very easy to get the script from internet, from AI, and you can add the script into your code, into your IDE and run your test. But to really go the long way in performance testing, it is recommended and I will suggest that you understand the script, and this will help you a lot in future. So this is what we are going to do today. We are going to understand the script, every line, what it means, and if you are a beginner, do not worry, we are going to start from scratch and go step by step. Okay, and we have to reach a level of K6 junior performance tester, and for that we have to complete these 4 sessions. Okay, we have to do these things, and we have already done the first session. In the last lecture we covered the setup part, the installation part, and we created a very basic script, and now we are doing the second lecture where we will understand the script. Okay, and then we will go to the load configurations, checks, threshold assertions, and then we will do ramp up, ramp down, virtual user additions, environment, etc. Okay, so let's get started. Now this is the basic script that we have, and if I take you to my Visual Studio Code, and this is what we created in the last session. So this is our script. Okay, yeah, this is our script, and we also added one extra thing in the last session, that was HTML report. Therefore we have this import of HTML report and creation of HTML report here. Otherwise this is what our basic script looks like. Okay, now here you can think of this script as each virtual user will do this part. So whatever you see in the default function, that is what each virtual user will be doing or running. So as per this particular script, this particular function, every virtual user will be opening the browser and going to this particular link, which is test.k6.io, and then will wait for 1 second. Okay, so this is sleep of 1 second here. So this is what this script does, and every virtual user will be doing this default function. Now here, if we run this script with a single without giving any load, without stating how many virtual users, what duration, then it will be executed by a single virtual user for one iteration. But we will see in this session how can we give duration and virtual users from command line. Okay, so the very first line, which is this import here we say that because we have to go to a application, a web application, or maybe an API, and for that we need the HTTP module of K6. Therefore we are importing the HTTP module from K6 so that we can use the get, post, put, delete functions, and we can call a URL or an API. Okay, so here it is needed so that we can run any of these HTTP requests, and this is where we are using it in the script. Now the second line where we are importing sleep, this is important because we have to add some wait times, we have to add some pauses so that it will let the script or let the execution breathe, or the application, because when we do this in real world we will be using a lot of virtual users, and in real world it's not like all the virtual users or all the users, the real users, all start at the same time and all do all the activities without taking any pauses or any breathing space. And therefore to make it close to the real world, we add some pauses. So this is needed so that we can control pacing, we can allow some breathing space, and it will also help us and without making our server overloaded. All right, now the third part where we have this default function. Okay, so this is the main scenario which every virtual user executes. So in any K6 script, wherever you see this default function, you can see this is what every virtual user will be doing. Here this tells K6 where to start or what a virtual user will be running, and this is the default function which every virtual user will be performing, and this function runs once per iteration, and it will keep on repeating for the entire test duration. Okay, so if we are running this particular test, let's say for 10 seconds, and let's say 5 virtual users, so every virtual user that is active, it will keep on running this function for the entire duration. So it will be run multiple times per virtual user. Then here we are sending the HTTP GET request to this particular URL, so it can be a web URL or an API as well. So this is what every virtual user will be doing, and here the response time is captured, measured, the status code is also recorded, and some errors are also checked. Now in the coming sessions we will learn how we can store the response, and then we can do some checks and assertions. But even if we don't store the response and do not add any explicit checks, still some checks are there, like the response time is always measured, and you will see that in the report or the results as well, and the status code is checked, and then some basic errors are also tracked. Alright, and then finally we have a pause where we are pausing for a second so that it adds some think time and breathing space for the server and makes our test close to real world scenario. Alright, so this function will keep on looping again, that is this part, this function that a virtual user runs will keep on looping until the entire duration of the test. So this is the basic script, and now you can understand each and every line. If you want, you can take a screenshot of this screen and keep it handy with you and watch it multiple times so that you understand each and every part of this basic script. Okay, so we have already seen this. You can think of this script as every virtual user will open a browser and go to this particular link or website and wait for 1 second and then keep on repeating until the entire duration of the test. And here, if I run this script using this command, so I can do this. Let me just go to this script, and here I will just remove this part for now so that you can see this is same as what we are discussing. Okay, this is what it is, and if I run this, I will say K6 run, and this is under scripts folder, so I will say sc, and I can press tab to autocomplete, and the name of this file or script is first K6 script. I will again here say fir and press tab. It is auto completing. Now if I run this without giving any virtual user and duration, this will run for a single user, for a single virtual user, and for a single iteration, whatever time it takes for a single user to run this function once, it will run for that only. But if I want, I can add virtual users. I can say --vu. I think it should be --vus. I will check that. --vus and the number of virtual users you want, and then --duration and the time you want this to run in. You can give it in seconds by saying s. So let us say I will say --vu, and I will say 5 or let's say 3, and then I will say --duration, and I will say let's say for 5 seconds, and I will expand this. Let me see if the script is correct. Yes, I think this should be VUs, virtual users. So I clicked on the up arrow to go to the last command. I will say VUs and hit enter, and now you can see it has started for 3 virtual users and for a duration of 5 seconds. So here you can see we have 3 virtual users for 5 seconds. So what the script did here, what was the test, that 3 virtual users were generated, and every virtual user kept on running this function multiple times for the until 5 seconds. So let's say we have at any particular time, whatever virtual users we have active, they will keep on running this function until the entire duration of the test. Okay, I hope this is now very clear to you. So if we go as per this command where we are using 2 virtual users and 10 seconds duration, so what it will do, so this is a -- VUs. Okay, so make sure that you correct this. Each virtual user will call the URL, wait for 1 second and repeat for the entire duration of the test, that is 10 seconds. And if we do this without giving any virtual user and duration, it will run with single virtual user for a single iteration of the function. Okay, so this can be, for beginners it can be very tricky sometimes to understand that if I don't give any virtual user or duration, how many times it will run, what it will do, and when I give a virtual users, will a single virtual user run the function for a single time and die? So it's not like that. As long as the virtual users are active and we have not given any ramp up, ramp down, which we will learn in the coming sessions. So as of now, for the entire duration of the virtual users life, they will keep on running the function multiple times until the total duration of the test. Okay, now let us discuss some common beginner mistakes. So don't remove the pauses or sleeps, because it will then not be close to real world, and also it will it will put an unrealistic load, heavy load on the server, and will not give any breathing space. So your test may eventually start failing, and you will spend a lot of time in figuring out what happened, where the real cause was. It has overloaded the server and it is not able to now take new requests. So always have this breathing space, and you can discuss with your team and clients that what pauses or what breathing space you need, and accordingly you can add these pauses. Okay, again we already discussed this, that don't think that this function will be run only once per virtual user. Every virtual user will be running this multiple times. So let's say whatever we have given here, a virtual user starts here and comes to the end, and then it will again start running the same function again. And this is not a browser automation. Don't think that it opens a browser and then goes to this link. It happens at a HTTP level and not UI level. So you will not see any browser coming up, and not, you will not see any physical browser testing happening here. All right. Now what we're going to do is very important. From the next session, we are going to grow the same script step by step, and with every step I will explain you what is happening, why we are doing it, and what it will do, and how to handle it. Okay, so that will be very interesting. It will be like leveling up the game, and then you will understand each and every concept and script of case 6. So I hope this was very useful, and with this we have also completed the second lecture in the process of becoming a K6 junior performance tester. And in the next session we will do some load configurations, add some checks in the sessions. I hope this was useful. I will see you in the next session. Thank you for watching, and never stop learning.